Hello, hello. Question that came up the other day. When you start running your marketing campaign, when will you reasonably expect to see results? Now, results mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Results could mean people visiting your retail store. Results could mean a sale at the end of the day. Results could mean the start of a software demo. Each business and each industry has different ways that they perceive success for the marketing efforts that you're taking on. And it really depends on where in the customer relationship that you're trying to be able to create value and demand. Is that happening in the awareness portion, or is it happening in that repeat purchase from somebody who's already become a customer? It means different things in terms of how you present your marketing offer to different people and the way that you present it. And so in this video, just wanted to kind of throw a few ideas with you that allow you to think a little bit more about how you want to go through the process of planning out your marketing calendar and really setting up some expectations for what you will see in the way of results. Now, this is going to be a little bit old school, but one of the things that I think you should kind of look at right away is your marketing mix. And it's your product, your place, your price, and your promotion. Now, we normally organize these into a table, and you normally have a lot of different considerations that go into each of them, but you want to be able to broadly define each of these four aspects of your business, which to really determine how you pick what's tactics and and the strategies that you want to choose and the tactics that you're going to take to fulfill those strategies. So, if your product is a fast moving consuming good, if it's bubble gum, if it's a bottle of cola, if it's something that you like produce at a grocery store, right? Something that you buy en masse and you really don't give a lot of thought to it because it has a low price point, right? That means that you have a very small sales cycle in order to be able to actually influence people to buy that each of those types of goods. If it's your house or you're buying a brand new car, well, those are really huge purchases, and people usually stop, do some research, look at some different options, go for a test drive. There's a drawn out process that people go through. It takes them longer to be able to decide which car they want to be able to buy because it means so much to them relative to all the other money that they make and the discretionary income that they make. So, product has a big piece of this. Your place, where do you go ahead and do business, right? If you want to be able to buy an apple, you can go to a lot of different places to be able to buy it. You could go to a major grocery store. You could go to the bodega down the street. You could go to a fresh farmer's market. You could just go find a tree, an apple tree, and go pick off an apple off of that. So there's a lot of different places that you can go to, and you understand some of those are free options. Some of them require a little bit more travel to get to, right? And so, you look at that and say, okay, well, if I'm a seller of apples, where do I want to be able to position my the crop that I have in order to be able to reach the customers that I want to be able to reach with that? Price becomes a standpoint at that point. So if you are looking at something that's a commodity, an apple is an apple is an apple. There's different types of apples, but generally speaking, they're all going to be roughly around the same price. And if you're looking at the exact same type of apple, you're still going to be paying the same price, really, from one Fuji apple to another Fuji apple. Might be a little bit different if it's in a different if it in a different kind of store, like a high-end grocery store versus another store. And so those are considerations in terms of where you want to position your product, or what, if it's a service, what type of different effects you're going to provide to that service. Am I going to have the apple wrapped up with a bow? Am I going to put a special type of a sticker on it? Do I sell a bag of apples? And does the bag have certain characteristics of it that are more appealing to people? Maybe it has a nice logo, has a nice feel to the bag of apples that you're getting, or something else that conveys extra value, right? And then, so we've talked about price, we've talked about place, we've talked about product, and product, price, and then promotion. And then, really, so now we're looking at this and saying, well, we know all these other things holding true. What do we want to promote the product or service? Facebook, Google ads, digital ads, paid ads is kind of a good starting off point. But then you kind of look at that and say, well, are there other types of products or services that don't necessarily work well with Facebook or Google ads? So consider this: if you are running a restaurant and you are trying to promote the morning breakfast for a fast casual restaurant, right? You're trying to get people when they're out the door, they're on their way to their next destination, right? They're on their way to work. Are they going to be looking at their phones if they're driving through interstate traffic? Probably not. So, really, you need to kind of consider some of those impacts and kind of say, well, maybe the best thing to do is not to advertise on Facebook or Google, but instead we'll advertise on a podcast. We'll advertise on maybe terrestrial radio. Maybe we'll do transit shelters or a billboard or something that happens along the way from you going from your origin, your house, to your destination, your job, and that is going to get some visibility. And really, a nuance that happens with your promotional calendar, especially, is you have to look at this and say, well, how many times do I need to be able to see an ad before somebody is willing and convinced and interested in actually buying what it is that I'm selling? The answer usually is not one. It's usually many times. It's varied over the years. Back in the old days, when a lot of this thought process started out, it was 7 touches, 7 different types of promotional pieces that somebody has to be able to see in order to be able to make a decision to buy your product or your service. These days, because of the amount of different advertising that's available, the different ways that people can advertise to you, that number has gone up pretty significantly. It's really closer, and it's arguable, but it's closer to more around the 15 to 25 range of different types of touches that you need to be able to see. And really, there was some old consumer research that just talked about the amount of advertising that you and I see on a daily basis is around 1,500 different ads in every single day as we live on this earth and go around to our different, do our different work. So keep this in mind and then really start thinking a lot more about, well, how do I stand out with my promotional offer and my advertising? We put together a article that really covers some of these options in more detail so that you can start thinking about that and understand that all of those factors that contribute each of the different 4 P's of your marketing mix, combined with the environment that you're operating in and the fact that every other company also has a marketing mix that they're trying to be able to use, are going to impact what it takes for your marketing campaign to successfully attract the audience that you need and to reach the goals that you're trying to achieve. I'm Michael Tucker with Conversion Store. This has been a converting intent moment, and if you want more information on this, feel free to follow the message after this message. Building your business is challenging enough. Dealing with customers, making sure that they receive the goods or services that you provide in an effective way that really represents your brand really creates enough challenges to begin with. At Conversion Store, we work with you and your leaders inside of your business to help make your business understood and be able to really show through the value that you provide in your marketplace. Our revenue engine includes consultative support, strategy services, and even the technical expertise to be able to make the most out of your CRM, your website, your social media efforts, and your marketing automation in order to present the right message at the right time to the right group of people who will become your strongest, most loyal customers. Visit us online at conversionstore.com to find out more information or click on the link below.